get sub the references. Can they be references? Yes, they can be references. Why did I make them references? I just used pointers. Anyway, it's not a big deal. We get ours, we get theirs. Iterate over ours, and we iterate over theirs. Now, if either one has 0, this will return false. If it has at least one that overlaps, it'll return true immediately. And our i's and our j's are dealt with correctly. Yes. Okay. Now, snakeable entity, on the other hand, so it essentially gets these cubes, and then we check. The exact same check. And this loop stuff is essentially not there because we've been having just one object for a long time. A box is that size, B box is that size. I don't see what the error is. It must be that our get subbounding boxes sucks. So let me just change the belt class. Find its get subbounding box. Is there anything wrong here? Size is size, pos is pos. And you push back the cube. Okay, I'm going to comment this out now. So this will add just the green box. So this should be a much larger rectangle. I'm going to force quit this guy. And run. Posture, man. Hello. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, you can get there. Well, the noise block seems to be doing the right thing now. Ah, but I resetted noise blocks. Hello, hello. Hey. No, this looks a lot better. Yeah, now it's definitely doing the right thing. There's no passing through the wall. Collisions are crisp. Okay. Okay, so the problem is definitely in this belt code. How can that... Well, yeah. This causes the hard tests with entity to fail. So what's wrong with this code? We can uncomment it now, and we'll figure out what's wrong. mEntity's I doesn't change, right? It's there. Once it's there, it stays there. Let me double check that. I mean, I wouldn't be taking things out. Very, very confused. Ah. I think I got it. No, I don't got it. I don't got it at all. Let me look at game state. So add entity looks at if the entity is mobile. And normal physics entities are not mobile. Because they inherit that unfiltered entity. So, yeah. Our build will always be in immobile entities, and our voice entities will always be in mobile entities. Which means this is our collision call. Which means, so if you look, we're going over, first we go over mobile to mobile collision. Yep. Then we compare mobile to immobile collision for h equals 1. And the reason we know that is because of this. So eventually we get to collides with entity. Yes, it's all. So in this case, A is always going to be the mobile entity. And entities is always, and B is always going to be the immobile entity. So A is always the voice entity. Okay, so the call happens on the voice entity, which is a moving entity, but not a snakeable entity. So it pretty much behaves like a normal physics entity. And its collide with and stuff gets called. Yeah, its collides with entity gets called. You know, it's a little kind of surprised we don't overwrite. No, we overwrite overlap result within the collision detection. Yep. Starting to see where the bug might be. I used to say I don't really have to worry because in 1 or 2 days the bug will be fixed. And when that stopped happening, like in the first year of programming, 15 years ago, I started to say, yeah, it'll be fixed. It's a hard bug, it'll be fixed in a month. So you just have to wait that long, pretty much. And stare at the screen. Then with Audacity, we've been having these bugs that we can't replicate. So one's been there for 2 years. And it just got fixed. Well, I don't know if it got fixed. We put a lot of work on it and showed that we couldn't reproduce it, and just decided to take it off. We probably fixed it along the way. But it's one of those bugs where you can't tell if it's a user error sometimes. But you see right here, this bug doesn't compare. So now I don't say it'll be fixed in the future. Now I just say it's not as hard as the hardest bug. Because programming is really just all about patience. How much patience do you have? Interesting relationship between patience and laziness. Patience in the sense that you'll stick it out. Laziness. We equate laziness with efficiency. And I've been lazy by talking about this right now and not writing code. Okay, so yeah, it's always the case that voice entities stuff gets called, and voice entity is a normal physics entity. So let's look again at that collides with. So what happens here, voice entity is that small little square. Yeah. Is a small moving square, and belt entity is a large block. Sorry, I gotta throw this away. Yeah. Let's draw. These debugging sessions are often facilitated by MS Paint, or our open source equivalent in Linux. So I'm going to save that one again. That's a good one. Make a new one. Yeah. Yeah, so if you recall, we have our map, and there's a shooter object here. There's a belt in the middle with a square. Like that. And the thing we shoot out are voice entities, I think. Right? So when they collide, so here's a collision.